Hey guys, so we're back with another episode of Tacoimposters. So let's just get right into the whole thing of whatever the inaugural movies and events and songs all that. Um we're in 2010 now because we did 9 and it would be so 2010 we had the Olympics on the 28th of February, right? We had I don't know, Big Eastman's basketball tournament, National Film Awards in India. Okay. Like Bollywood Film Awards, I guess. Um I don't know what else there is. I don't know what else there is. PGA Players Champions. I don't know. I don't really care either. Oh, what else is there? Big events. English FIFA Cup final. Wembley Stadium, London. No, that can't be. What? English WA Cup. I guess I think that's tennis. I'm not sure. But there was the wasn't there? It was in June, so wasn't that like I don't know. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. No, it's like no, wasn't it the Stanley Cup? Okay. I don't care who won the Stanley Cup in 2010. I don't know. It doesn't really say. Just says Stanley Cup. Tony Awards. LA Lakers. Something about golf. Tennis history. American John Isner defeats Nicole Mahit of France at Wimbledon after 11 hours, 5 minutes, and play over 3 days. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, well, a few interesting things. I don't know. Top song of 2000 and whoopsies. Top song of 2010 would be another one by okay, we'll see.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
There was Snoop Dogg in this song. How long is the intro to this? Not intro, but like the beginning part. I don't know what you call that. I'm not a musician. I'm not a music person. I don't know what you call that. What's that called? Okay, we're done. But wait, yeah, yeah, wait. Stop. I just heard that lyric. It was what was it? Something will milk your popsicle. That's not an innuendo for anything. No, 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 not at all. Not at all. God, that was bad. But that's Katy Perry, California Girls, but girls spelled Gurls. Anyway, featuring Snoop Dogg. I was like, what? Why? In a Katy Perry song? But he's been in like a lot of weird things, so he's not exactly like you know the same. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but he's not exactly like he goes in weird stuff. This is all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say that right now. He goes in weird stuff, so it's 2010. Okay. Oh yes, I see. I see. Oh my gosh, there's some movies. There are some movies. So we'll do top 10. So it is Tangled. Oh, okay, I didn't like that movie. I saw it once and I didn't like it very much. Not that it was a bad movie, but I'm just saying I didn't like it very much. The King's Speech, I watched it and it was a lot more like I want to say boring. I don't want to say boring, but like I don't know. It was I don't know. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was 2010. Oh, I didn't know that. Shutter Island, Black Swan. That was a weirdly dark movie, wasn't it? Kick-Ass. How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon was 2010. The Social Network. I've heard of that movie. I don't remember much about that movie. Toy Story 3 and Inception. We keep going though. Uh, oh, 127 hours. That's a scary movie. Or it's a real movie. It's based on a true story. I mean, so. Deathly Hallows Part 1 was 2010. Oh yeah, because Part 2 was 11, and I saw that in theaters. Right. Another Year, Inside Job, Get Low. Is there anything to talk about here? Despicable Me. Okay, look, I saw the first one. I never seen the others. They were bad. I've heard, from what I heard, the second one was a lot more comedically better than the first one. But the only thing with that movie is it's so like you don't like it, you don't like it. You will not like it. You will never. Megamind. That was a good movie. Uh, because number one is Inception, and I never saw that movie, but the memes and the references I've always heard. So, which I don't know. I don't know much. I don't like when people reference stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about, people? I want to know what you're talking about. Like for the longest time, people would reference what's it called? My gosh, what's it called? They would reference Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and I had never seen it, and for some reason, I would just refuse to see it. I don't know. I was like, nah, it's okay. I'm good. I'm good. But then I eventually saw it. Well, actually, somebody forced me to watch it, and I was like, this is the best movie ever. And it's my second favorite movie. Oh, it is hands down. It was that person's favorite movie, so she was like, no, 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 we have to watch this, and I was just like, okay, fine, sure. I ain't gonna question this. So I watched it. Ho ho, ho, good. But yeah, um, um, Megamind. Maybe we'll talk about Megamind. Megamind was okay. Megamind was a movie that I love how like the whole movie basically makes you think. Spoiler alerts, okay? Makes you think, oh my gosh, the bad guy won. Spoiler alerts. At the end or near the end, they find the good guy that he kills, and they're just like, he's like, you're not dead, and he's just like, nope. He's like, no, not really. And I'm just like, what? I was just like, what? Okay, whatever. I was like, whatever. I don't really care, honestly. But it was a cool, funny thing to be. And then the guy he makes just like turns on him. It's weird. It's weird stuff. But yeah, yeah. So, because it's basically about a guy. Well, the whole story is like, oh, he defeats the good guy. It's like great, and then we're just like, what? Like, oh, at the end we're like, oh, he doesn't really defeat him. But you think that the bad guy defeats the good guy, right? But he doesn't, because he's an alien from a different planet. And he comes onto Earth, and he has a nemesis. And, oh, you have to watch it, but it was the era of like Despicable Me, Megamind. There were a few other ones. I can't remember exactly what some of the other ones were, but they were in that same realm, and they were. Let me be honest here. We're not gonna be watching these in 50 years, going, "This is cinematic gold. This is cinematic like genius." No, we're not gonna be. We're just not. I'm sorry. We're just not. We're not. We're not. We might watch it out of nostalgia, maybe, but I don't think so because even nostalgic people will be like, it's okay. I'm not going to show my kids and go, this is cinematic gold, cinematic genius. So we have to watch this. No, I might show them and be like, so what do you think? But I'm never going to be like, this is the best thing you'll ever watch ever. You have to watch. No, no, not for my kids anyway. Maybe other people will, but not me. Not me. Not me. But hey, some people will probably think it's absolute gold. Some people do. I'm sure there's at least one person who thinks it's gold. It's genius. So it's in the same era as like that Cloud with Chance of Meatballs, which was the year before. What else? Kung Fu Panda. I think it was like 2008, or maybe even could have even been as early as 7. But yeah, I believe it was like the same like it was the same era of stuff. So it was the same era of stuff. So Despicable Me. How to it had a trainer dragon, but not really because it wasn't the same kind of style of like I don't know because they had like a distinct style. So I don't know. They were like Kung Fu Panda, Despicable Me, um, Cloud of the Chance of Meatballs, that kind of stuff. So it was like the same era. So it was a fine movie when I saw it. I saw it in theaters for one of my friend's birthdays, and he was just like, he even came out of it going, "It's okay. It was good. It was good." Not that it was bad, but or actually that great, but it was kind of just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It was kind of just like, okay. So yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad movie. It's just it was a little, I don't know, but hey, it was that movie. I mean, I recommend watching it once. It's one of those movies you're like, okay, you'll watch it once and be like, oh, okay, whatever, sure. But it's not something you have a wall of movies, right? You got your like your what's it called the movies, right? Your shelf of movies, right? Like I'm staring at a thing with full of like CDs, DVDs, and books, right? A shelf right here, and the shelf. I have this. It's virtually the same shelf in the basement, except maybe 6 inches lower, maybe, or maybe same height. I don't know. Anyway, and it's got probably between 150 and 500 movies. And yeah, when you get a whole thing of movies like that, you're not gonna go, oh, Despicable Me, we gotta watch that one. Not Despicable Me, Megamind. We gotta watch Megamind. We gotta watch. No, no, no. It's just an era we're gonna skip. That era, which is 9 and 10, and 11 and 12, where because 11 and 12 were what's it called? They were like what are they? ParaNorman, Norman the North, what is it called? Uh, uh, Nut Job, the Freebirds, um, Hotel Transylvania, Frankenweenie. Where is he? Oh, Power Span and Misfits. It was that kind of stuff. And a lot of those movies you're also going to skip over and be like, some people say that stuff like Paranorman or like Frankenweenie, they're good movies, which I don't doubt that they're good movies. It's just they're not movies we're going to be like, yeah, man, they're amazing. We have to watch them and we're going to be like, these are absolutely fantastic movies. No. But we're also not going to be like, these are the worst movies ever. Never watch these. No. We're going to have this weird middle ground of these movies and be like, they were okay. We're going to have a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, just go, like, oh. Like, it'll be like a, not a dry spot. What do you call that? Like a empty spot? Like an empty spot of like, oh, I didn't watch any of those movies. And they're all going to watch and being like, oh, they weren't that great. And you'll be like, no, they were not. But, what are you going to do? They weren't that great. No. You know what I mean? They're not bad movies. I've seen Freebirds eventually. None of the other movies really. I saw Freebirds though. Oh, because I saw what's it called in theaters. I saw Powers Man and Misfits in theaters, and I was just like, I don't know. It was like, I don't know about it. It was okay. Powers Man and Misfits. It was good. It's a very good Aardman animation. It was Aardman animation, the same guys who did Wallace and Gromit. It was good, but I eventually saw Freebirds, and I went with like Freebirds, and I was like, oh god, it was like, oh, so it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Because I thought it was going to be like a decent movie at least, like okay, it's a fun movie, decent movie. Because it's about turkeys who get or try to not get eaten for Thanksgiving. So they go through time, and I don't know. Spoiler alerts. But and then we're going to forget things like 2014. I can only think of like one or two movies, but 13, 14, where with like um things like Clyde with Chance and Meatballs 2, um what else? Oh, Peabody and Sherman. They're just like we're just gonna be like, whoa, what? Because I eventually saw Peabody and Sherman, and I was loving that movie all the way. Like I was ready to watch it, and I was like, this is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great movie, and it's gonna be fantastic, and we're all gonna love it. It's gonna be great. and I get to watching the movie, and I'm just like, oh, so not so great. And it was just like, no, not at all, not at all. Not that it was a bad movie. It was just one of those movies you go, oh, oh, I see. There you go. I was like, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. But I mean, it wasn't the worst movie, but it was one of those movies you go, oh, I thought it was gonna be so much better. It's like, oh, so it wasn't a bad movie. I didn't even finish that movie because I was watching it with my friends on Netflix, and he was just like, we just stopped watching it eventually, and I don't know, did something else. I don't remember exactly what we did, but yeah. So anyway, um, yeah, and then so like there's like sections, so it's like 9, 10, like 8, 9, 10, and then there's like 11 and 12, and then there's like 13, 14, maybe even 15 for certain movies, but I don't remember any of 15. Oh, no, not really. No. I know Jurassic World came out in 15, but I don't remember any of the others. No, I don't. I'm sorry. But anyway, so yeah, there's like, and they're like, and they seem to be animated movies. A lot of them seem to be animated movies that we're just gonna completely just be like, oh, oh, that movie, because that's the thing too. Nobody flat out forgets these movies. That's the thing. But you bring them up and you go, oh, that movie. Oh yeah. And then that's it. Nobody will ever be like, oh my god, I love that movie. That was the best movie. No, no, they're never gonna do that. I don't think so. You're gonna maybe you'll find one person, one out of like 1,000, maybe, or maybe 500, but you're not gonna find um like I don't know, I don't know half like 5 out of 10 people. You're not gonna find that many people. But because that's the thing. I said that once to my friends, like, oh, you remember any of these movies? And they all went, I remember these movies. I've never seen any of them. It's like, yeah, of course. I don't think 1% of people I know have seen these movies. I think half a percent of people have seen maybe one of these movies. So whether that's you know, but I'm saying like the 11 and 12, not the 9 and 10. More people saw that. More people saw like the How to Train Your Dragons and the Kung Fu Pandas and the um oh gosh and the Despicable Me's and the Megaminds and the that kind of stuff. I'm saying like Hotel Transylvania and the ParaNorman and the Norm of the North and the Nut Job and the which that's a really weird name for a movie because think about it. Just think about it. Just let it sink in for a second. Nut Job. Kind of a little odd for a kids movie, but hey, you know. What else? Freebirds, like, look, So hey, I mean, I'm not saying these are bad movies. They're not bad movies. That's the thing. That's the thing about them. They're not bad movies. They're just movies that just completely went right over like so many people's heads. They were just like, whoop, bye. They saw them or heard about them. They heard about them, saw the trailers maybe, and were like, oh, okay. 'Cause they didn't catch anybody's eye. Didn't catch my eye. Didn't catch my friend's eye. Didn't catch anybody I knew's eye. None. They were like, they would see them and go, oh yeah, and then that was it. Out of all of those movies that I mentioned, like two were like, oh, I want to see that. Like I'm excited to see this. Other than those two movies, nothing. Because everything was like, oh, eh. Or they were movies that were like, maybe I'll see that movie if I got free time, if I bored, if I whatever, and then nothing. That's it. You just never you forget about it because you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't really care. So, but yeah, so that's the movie stuff. So I mean, that movie's not bad. Um, Megamind. It's just not a great movie that you're gonna go, oh my gosh, we have to watch this. It's the best ever. No, it's like a no, no, because nobody cares. Nobody really gave a hoot about that movie. They were like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, okay. You know, everyone has those like movies. Even if you've watched it as a kid like I did, I was still just like, eh, was okay. It was definitely better than like things like Despicable Me and stuff like that. But it wasn't great. It still wasn't a great movie. So no, that's the thing. It wasn't. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just not a great movie. It's not a movie you're going to tell your kids to watch. Sorry, it's smacking something. It's not a movie you're going to tell your kids we have to watch this. Like, oh, this was my childhood. We have to watch this. It's so good. No, good. No, there were better movies in that era. There were worse movies in that era, but there were better movies in that era too. So, which is fine, I guess. You know, it was okay. So, okay. So, I finally got to watching The Mandalorian. Okay, on Disney Plus, and it was. I watched the first episode, chapter one, because it's I think three parts, three parts. I don't know. I didn't look, but I just saw season one, episode one, chapter one. So I was like, oh, okay, and I watched it, and it was very anticlimactic but anticlimactic in the way of like anticlimactic in this like they didn't do much in that episode. And like people were saying how it's a very very weirdly oddly paced. It is oddly paced. It's very strangely paced. Because it's not paced bad, but it's paced like a TV show. So at least for me, I was like, "Whoa, this is paced weird." Because it's slow. It is very slow for Star Wars. Because like I said before, it's not bad. It's just it's not paced like a Star Wars movie. So for Star Wars, it's paced very strange. It's paced very very strange. Because you're like, this is very slow. This is very slow, but not bad. See, that's not a bad thing. It's just paced slow for a Star Wars TV show, or for Star Wars, not for a TV show, for Star Wars. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to spoilers. So I'll give you a second. Okay, so spoilers. So yeah, it's like the I thought that the Mandalorian guy was going to not like just not talk the whole episode and just be like a mute character. I'm never going to hear him talk, and he's just going to be that weird guy you have in like the background of, well, not the background. He's like the main character, but like you know what I mean, like just like never talking and like I don't know how to explain it, like not gesture, but like because there's lots of shows where they do that, right? Where they're like the main character just never talks, and you're like, what? Or at least one of the main characters never talks, or he'll talk very very little in the show, almost like a yeah. I don't know if you ever seen Phineas and Ferb. Ferb, he must have said like 150 words in the whole series. Maybe like 200, maybe 250 in the entire, maybe 300 in the whole series of show of the show, like of the series, the whole series of the show. He must have said like maximum 300 words in the whole thing. So something like that where like you don't say much. Not that him talking made it bad or anything. It was just that like I just thought he was going to be one of those characters. It's fine, but he wasn't. He talked a lot. Well, enough. And then yeah, because it would be like very slow paced, like talking to someone, okay, talking to someone, and then maybe like traveling somewhere, and then like a fight, and even the fight was fairly slow, a bit slower paced, in my opinion. And then you go back to like being slower, like talking or whatever weird. So to me, it was oddly paced. It wasn't bad, but it was oddly paced. But yeah, so yeah, because there's like the whole part with IG robot, uh, bounty robot, where it's like Taika Waititi and like because he voiced it, and then like it was, oh, and then I feel like that fight dragged on for longer than it needed to because at least in a movie, right, the fight could be really long, and we would accept the fact that it was really really long because we'd be like, oh yeah, it's a movie, and like we draw this out and be like cool action fight, yeah, action scenes, but like it took up quite a long. It's almost 5 minutes of like the thing. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is long, and there wasn't necessary. I'm not gonna say there wasn't a point, but like it's kind of just drug on forever. I was like, you done yet? Like, people, you done? Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, you done? You done? Not, yeah, not that's a bad thing, but it was just like, you done? The Mandalorian guy, you know, could anyway. But like, yeah, um, yeah, that's at the end when they're trying to get into like the. I don't know what he was trying to get into. I wasn't really paying that much attention to like where he was and what he was doing. He was trying to get a bounty? Question mark? I'm not sure. I guess he's trying to get a commission. I don't know how you call what you call that. Like a I don't know. Whatever you call it. But yeah. Um yeah. And then you get inside and you meet the Yoda robot or robot Yoda. You beat the baby Yoda thing, right? Which everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's the most adorable thing I've ever seen. It's so great." And I was listening to a Strike Back podcast, and they were just like, "You know how much bank they're gonna make off of that thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're gonna make so much bank off of just that one plush thing. It's gonna be plushes everywhere. It's gonna be plush up the wazoo. It's gonna be plush coming out of their butts. Okay, it's gonna be so much plush. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so much plush. It's insane. It's gonna be so much plush. You're just never gonna stop the plush. You're gonna have plush for the rest of eternity because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's your baby Yoda." And for some reason, there's a lot of memes about Baby Yoda. That's the thing that memed. We memed. I don't know why. A lot of them are like, I don't like a lot of them because a lot of them are like, when you're trying to help dad, but all he does is yell at you. Or like the variation on that one where it's like when you're trying or when you're or yeah, when you're trying to help dad hold the flashlight and all he does is yell at you. I'm like, what? Okay, stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird because it's like, why? What did that, okay, add to anyone's life? What did that add to anyone's life? Why does that exist? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So whatever. I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? Yeah. And then there's gonna be other merchandise. I'm sure it's gonna be like the Mandalorian merchandise and like above the Mandalorian and like of other characters and like the ships and all that. But that Baby Yoda thing, oh my god, they're gonna milk that cash cow forever. We'll be at Star Wars 7300, and they'll still be like, Baby Yoda! And they'll tie in Baby Yodas everywhere in Star Wars 2 now, right? They'll just be like, oh, Baby Yoda, is your Baby Yoda, oh yeah, Baby Yoda. Or Baby everything. There'll be like Baby Yodas, there'll be like Baby Wookiees and baby other alien species. Oh god, everywhere. Baby everything's. It's just baby everything's everywhere, and it'll become so cute and adorable. People will be like, oh, I mean, well, and then people like me will be like, hey, we done with this? Milking this cash cow? We done with milking this cash cow? Or are you just gonna keep going forever? So I wouldn't even be surprised if there was a TV show, because they made them into like cartoons, right? They made it like animated like cartoon versions of these of Baby Yoda, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a TV show that comes out, like a cartoon TV show, kind of akin to something like uh if you ever watched Rescue Bots, right? Transformers Rescue Bots. It went in this really, really, really like 3 to 7 year old like demographic. So it looks. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say it's like awful, but like, oh, it's bad. Like, but it's bad in that like, I don't know. Let me pull up a picture, but like, it's bad in that like, you want an epic like Transformers animated, Transformers G1, any of those like good. I'm not gonna say they're okay. Fine. I'm not gonna say good, but like, I don't know. They're just better. They're just better. But like, because if you put them side by side, you'd be like, yeah, like the it really went for like a younger demographic. Sorry, trans See, look. So if you know Transformers, whoa, don't make that fall. Whoa, that's gonna fall. So if you know Transformers, right? It went into this, or like what are they called? Paw Patrol, or like that kind of like style of animation, like this right here. If I can get like a screenshot, come on, from the episodes, come on. Scoop bots. It's kind of this. It's this. It's this right here. Oh, come on, really? So if you know Transformers, this looks so weird. Like it's just not. See there. This is the TV show. I think. Right. Right. So it's this right here. It's just a bad, not a bad style, but it's just a. It's not Transformers if you're expecting like good Transformers. So I feel like that kind of style would come into play for like this, like taking Baby Yoda and making a whole bunch of these like little baby characters, cute little adorable baby characters, and going, now there's a TV show about it, like a little kids TV show, or even like or even an anime. I don't know, but like I feel like that could happen. But yeah, yeah. So I just feel like the episode kind of dragged on with like you, and there's going to be a lot of these not okay useless. No offense, but useless scenes of like to use the like um just not the stages, the backgrounds, the what do you call them, the whatever the planets and stuff, and like the cool looking atmosphere and like the visuals. They're gonna just like make like lots of these like panning shots of just flying things, and like it's gonna be longer than anyone is like ready for, because they'll be like, oh god, man, like 30 seconds of this like 30 seconds a minute of just like flying or like riding something or like going and these like giant like I don't know planets and stuff. There's gonna be a lot of that, and then a lot of just like fight scenes, and you'll be like, ugh. Not that they're bad; those things are bad. It's just I want to know more things happening. I want to see more things happening. I want to know what's happening. I want to not just like, oh yeah, in a fight with this guy, and 30 seconds of flying, a minute of flying, and then more talk, and then more fighting. No, I need to like know what's going on. But hey, it's the thing. It's not aimed at being the movies where you explain everything very quickly and then you have like an epic fight. No, it's like no, it's like it's a lot more of like okay, here's a like little thing and then we go and do. And here's a little bit more of like okay, this is what I want to do and then boom, we're off to doing it. It's like okay, it's paced differently. So, if you go into it with that mindset of it's paced differently, it's fine. You'll be fine. You'll love it. I liked it. I liked the part of the episode, first episode, right? So, but if you're going into it with Star Wars movie for TV, you'll be like, whoa, what is this? Slow paced. You're almost. I argue to think you'll even say it's boring because you'll be like, oh, lots of like, because you're expecting Star Wars movies where they're like a lot faster paced, and you'll come out of it going, ooh, not good, not good, and it'll just be like, so. So the people who won't like this, I feel like they'll watch it in like 5, 10 years and be like, maybe it wasn't as bad as you think, you know? Because they'll come in with a different mindset because they'll be like, oh, or they'll rewatch it and be like, oh, like in 6 months or a year or whatever, right? Month or whatever, right? And be like, oh. Or the people who like it will tell the people who don't like it, go in with a different mindset and you'll be like, oh, so it's bad. It's like, oh, okay. Like, so. Yeah. So that was Star Wars, and I watched the first part of the first episode of Mandalorian, and it was a fine episode, fine, good stuff, right? I don't like the part where he just puts people in carbonite. But well, no, because the thing with that, at least for me, was it was a big deal. It was like a big epic deal to make it a thing for like, oh, we do this once in a blue moon and it'll never happen, and hey, this is just special, don't worry, like you're not gonna get this every day, and it's a big event, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna put you in carbonite. And then this guy just has some chamber in his ship where it's like, yeah, yeah, shove you in here and press a few buttons and boom, you're in carbonite now. I'm just like, but didn't he have didn't he have one of the bounty hunters? He had one of the bounty hunters. I remember his name. Oh, he had Greedo. That's who it was. Or he had a Greedo. Wait, what race is Greedo? What race is Greedo? No, it's like a Tupupian or something. I don't know. Don't ask me. What race is Greedo? Greedo is a Greedo is a male Rodian. Rodian. Rodian? 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 Rodian. Okay, anyway. He had a Rodian. I'm gonna say Rodian. Rodan. I'm gonna say Rodan. Like Rodan? Rodan. He's a male Rodan. Okay, Rodan. So he had a Rodan in Carbonite. I don't know if it's Greedo exactly, but he had a Rodan. So I don't know. I mean, you don't really like figure out what he does with those things, because he does give like that weird pod thing to the guy at the end, like when he gets to like the first place where he's like, yeah, where are my things, whatever, my stash, my hooch, whatever you want to call it. So he puts these three like capsules on the table, but that doesn't explain whether that's like the souls or the like the beings that he like puts in carbonate. I don't know. They didn't really explain that very well, so I don't know. Does he just keep them? Does he have to? I don't know. And is there like? I hope they explain the whole like. Is there like a thing that they do? Is there like a I don't know a higher up that they go to? Is there like a like? I know there's a guild that they're involved in, but is there like a I don't know how to explain it. Is there like a place they go to? Is there like a council? Is there like what do they do? Or are they all just like their own kind of thing and they're just kind of self-governing? They're just like a self-governing body, and there's a guild, but it's more of a self-governing body. I don't really know. You know, it's kind of like I don't really know. Not that that's a bad thing, but I just don't really know. It's not very explained, at least not in my opinion. I'm still like I'm left with lots of questions, but I hope the second episode or the second part or whatever explains a lot more things. Because I just left. Because the end of it ends just with basically it's him and the IG8 droid, and they're standing there and they find the pod and they open the and he opens the pod and the IG8 droid goes IG droid, sorry, not IG8 droid. IG droid goes, we have to kill this thing, you know. Basically, he goes, you have to kill this thing, you know. And he goes, no, we don't. We better keep him like maybe we'll keep him alive. And the guy's like, no, 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 explicit orders. Everyone's dead. Everyone must die. And he basically goes pew, and you see off screen, and like he shoots him off. Wait, where is it? Shoots him off, like shoots him off screen, like a pew, and then it pans to him, the IG droid on the ground, and then he like saves the little Yoda. Oh, he's a what race is Yoda? Yoda's a Yoda is a. Probably should know this stuff. What race is Yoda? He's a Yoda. Serious. Creator George Lucas opted to have many details of Yoda's race and home would not be named in any official media otherwise, and he is merely said to be of a species unknown by the Star Wars database. Yoda species. Yoda Master Yoda. Yeah, blah blah blah. Where's the species? What species is he? What species is the damn guy? Was best known members, blah 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 blah. Known your species. This specific carnivorous humanoids produced several well-known members of the Jedi Order during blah, 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 blah. There is something about okay, they don't really know. Dooku, the name and homeworld of his species are unknown. Members of the species were much shorter than an average human. Most standing below. Yes, okay. Adult species are. Blah, blah. What's a species though? They don't really say. There is no. This species resembles the lichen. No, sorry, Lanik, both having a short stature and large pointed ears, and in some cases a top knot of hair. Whether this species was related to the Lanik is uncertain, though at least once Yoda was at least once mistaken for a Lanik. A genetic connection between the two species was unlikely, though because Lanik were much more humanoid and appeared to have evolved from Senians, while the unknown Tridactyl species had features that suggested an anamorphic, sorry, anam, amphibian or reptile ancestry. Okay, so not really known. He's close to a, I don't know. He's close to a Anik. No, Anik? Lanik. Lanik. Lannik. It's close to an Anik. Okay. But they don't really know. Okay. But anyway. So yeah. So just gonna pop that crap stuff up. Yeah. Yeah. So I think. Yeah. So I don't really know. I don't even know if I'm gonna continue watching this show. It's gonna be one of those things that like 5 years, 10 years from now, 3 years from now, I'll be like, oh yeah. Someone's gonna be like, yeah, the whole thing's out. Like, oh, maybe I'll watch it. Kind of like how Stranger Things, the whole first three seasons are out, and I'm like, maybe I'll watch them all. I'm not gonna go on that rant. I hate that. No, I don't hate that show, but I don't like it. It just drags on. I'm not gonna. I've already went on that rant many times, and I thought that the whole thing was stupid. But yeah, if you want me to be honest with that show is okay. It's not horrible, but it's flawed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's flawed because things don't make sense. There are parts of that show that don't make any sense. I'm not gonna go there. I'm done. I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, so I like the show. I like um the Mandalorian so far. I like the Mandalorian so far, but I don't even, it's a lot of things that it left like it left more questions than it like gave me anything to be like, oh yeah, that was great. I know more about no. And literally, if they never show Yoda, the baby Yoda again, that's it. That's all anybody ever needs. They'll just be like, oh, and then they'll make merchandise, and everyone will be great. It'll be like the Pog from the Last Jedi. Last Jedi, maybe whatever, whatever's from the Pogs. The Pogs are just they were just something that was made just so we could like again. Well, I mean, you meet them make money, but I mean, you meet the Pogs on the little island that gosh, Luke is on, and again, they're another creature that just doesn't serve really a purpose, but like it's just a thing that had to exist to be like, oh yeah, it's a cute thing. There you go. Will shat into the annals of everything, into the annals of time, and it won't do much, but everyone will love it. It's like, yeah, of course they will. Kind of like this Yoda. If they never do another thing, if you never see this Yoda ever again, it'll just be one of those things that shatters the annals of time, and everyone will be like, "Oh, he's the best thing ever." And then 10 years from now, people will still be like, "Oh, you're great." And 50 years from now, we'll be like, "Oh man," we'll be at Star Wars 700,000. They'll still be like, "Oh, you're great." Oh, but you remember the Yodas, the baby Yodas? They were amazing. And we'll be like, "Oh God." And people like me will be like, "We done with the baby Yodas? Are we done? Are we done? Can we be done?" But yeah, so I like the show. There's a lot of questions because it leaves things like what, where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Good night, Joe. But yeah, like where did he come from? What's his purpose? What is he trying to do? Is he kind of like whatever? Because like, do we meet Han Solo in this? Because this is supposed to be taking place after the fall of the Empire. So what I got from that was this is between 6 and 7. So we don't have the new Empire. You know, they just had a big war and like is now rising up from like all this whatever, right? You know, we don't have we don't have the new Empire from the 7, right? From from Last Jedi. Yeah, Last Jedi. No, from Force Awakens, right? We don't have that one. But it's after like the Empire of like Emperor and Darth Vader and all, whoa and all that stuff. So it's you know so we're just like it's after that. So it's or at least that's what I took from it. I don't know. God, this is bad. I don't know exactly what this. You know. You know. That's what I took from it. It was between 6 and 7. So do we meet people like Han Solo? Do we meet like do we meet what I want? Do we meet characters that have already established, or is this a whole thing of like we're gonna meet every new character and then the weird side characters like IG droids and like you know stuff like that from like the weirder things. I don't know, and I don't really care honestly when I break it down because I'm just gonna be like whatever, you know. So yeah, I think that'll be it for now, guys. So adios, mi amigos.